Hi, today I'm pretty excited to be starting on a picture which is going to be exhibited at a big exposition in Riga, which is the capital city of Latvia in Northern Europe. So I thought what we'd do is just go through the whole process of making a picture and how we go about it from start to finish. Well, first of all, I did a proposal for the exhibition in Riga, and I thought that I'd do something which reflected what the Hanseatic League is nowadays, and I think it was derived from an older picture which is showing how the Hanseatic League was in medieval times. So here's the medieval picture which inspired me, and you can see that it shows some ships docking at port, it shows some goods being moved in a port, trade, it shows the local merchants, it shows the workmen at the docks, it shows a quayside and some trees, and then far away you've got a castle and some more ships at sea. So I thought I would do something which reflected the Hanseatic League as it is now. Obviously it's not like this. So here's the picture again. This is a pencil sketch for what will be an oil painting on canvas. So you can see then that I've tried to capture the spirit of the modern Hanseatic League, and first of all you'll see that starting from the bottom of the picture, in the bottom left there I've put a tractor which represents farming, agriculture, and of course the exports of manufactured goods from Europe, because we are a major world manufacturing centre. And then next to the tractor you've got a business lady holding some documents, and then you've got some engineers also holding some documents, and on the right hand side there you've got a businessman in his suit, and then bottom right you actually have a robot which also symbolises modern technology and manufacturing, which is very much a part of the modern Hanseatic League. So then going up a level you can see the buildings. These are the old buildings in, I believe, Lübeck, which is a Hanseatic city, and some of the other cities along the shores of the Hanseatic League. At this point I ought to explain that the Hanseatic League is basically the Baltic Sea and then the northwestern coast of Europe and the eastern coast of the United Kingdom. That's pretty much the Hanseatic League. It's based around the Baltic and the North Sea. So these are the kind of buildings that you would have seen in the Hanseatic League at that time. And then above you've got a stretch of water, and you can see on that stretch of water some container ships. You can see a bridge stretching out across the water. That's the bridge between Denmark and Sweden, suspension bridge, which of course links the two north and south coasts of the Baltic Sea nowadays. And then to the left of the bridge you can also see that there's another container ship. Then to the right, top right of the picture, you see a tall building, which is a building in Sweden, in a Hanseatic city, and that actually represents the modernity of the Hanseatic League compared to the older medieval buildings which you see in the centre of the picture. Then finally at the top centre you have an aeroplane, which is of course an Airbus, another product of European industry and technology. And then at the top left of the picture finally you see a satellite, which is another symbol of modern Europe and its industry and technology. So basically I've tried to update the old medieval picture and capture the spirit of modern times, and it seems that the organisers of the exhibition like the idea, because they've agreed to allow me to exhibit the picture. The first stage in creating a painting obviously is the canvas. So here we have a 30 by 40 inch primed canvas. I tend to buy pre-primed canvas because it saves me a job, and I stretched it myself over a flame that I bought again from an online supplier. And the art world is nowadays extremely well supplied by online companies who can do stretchers, canvases and so on at great prices, not to mention generally artists' materials. So here we have the canvas is raw, primed and all ready for a charcoal drawing. So the next stage will be to draw the design in using charcoal. So in order to execute the charcoal sketch, I'm going to use these Derwent charcoal pencils. I find that charcoal is great for drawing a design on a canvas without actually putting dents and cutting into the canvas, because it's nice and soft. So you can see that these charcoal pencils, you can see that they have the best characteristics of pencils and charcoal all rolled into one, and I actually think they're quite good. I'm not a product endorser, by the way, for any particular brand. These are Derwent, but there are lots of other brands of charcoal pencils, and that is a great way of drawing out your design on the canvas first. When I begin to execute this painting, I'll be using my usual palette of colours, and I'll start by executing the painting, the underpainting, in acrylics, because this enables me to work a lot faster, and then the final layers of paint will be in oils. But I use the same palette, the same colours, whether it's acrylics or oils. So first of all, the most basic of colours here is titanium white. I then use cadmium green and also some sap green. I keep those together because I tend to dip them into each other. There's cadmium yellow, another essential colour, and just here we have cadmium yellow deep, which is almost orange. It's getting on towards orange. Then we have just here, and just show you, we have cadmium red light, essential colour, and we also have permanent rose down here as well, another essential colour, and a primary colour in the Winsor and Newton artists range of oil paints, which is the one I use, although there are plenty of other good brands. Again, I'm not endorsing any particular brand. Just down here you also have, if you can see it, you have dioxazine purple. I think it's under the name of Windsor purple, Winsor and Newton, and that's a powerful colour, good for shadows and things. And then I have a blue, a deep primary blue. Now this one here is Windsor blue, which is phthalocyanine blue, I believe. I'm not entirely happy with it because it dries too quickly for me on my palette. I do like colours which dry slowly, so I might substitute this for ultramarine blue or Prussian blue, probably ultramarine blue when I've finished with it. Here we have cobalt blue, another lovely colour which is not actually necessary, quite frankly, but I do love to have it because it's such a great colour. And then cerulean blue, which is another lovely blue, which is pretty much essential, or I can sometimes swap that out for manganese blue or manganese blue hue, which is similar. As I say, you have titanium white there for mixing, that's essential. And then you have here yellow ochre, I would say that was essential, and I tend to sometimes use raw sienna. And then raw umber, or I prefer burnt umber. That's my favourite dark colour. And I actually have a little bit of Payne's grey here, which I've actually used up. But Payne's grey is sometimes useful. Mixed with white, it enables you to mix consistent greys if you need consistent greys for something. Ivory black, that's also useful again, mixing with white. You can make good greys with it. And so those are the colours I use. You can see that I basically use a split sort of system on the three primaries. So you have the two yellows, cadmium lemon, cadmium yellow deep. You have the two blues, which would be something like ultramarine blue, cerulean blue, and then you have the two reds, which would be cadmium red light and permanent rose. And then the other colours are, I mean, white is also totally essential, but the other colours are just to help with the various mixes. And I find this palette works fine for me. So here you can see that I've made some progress on the charcoal pencil drawing, and I've blocked in the bridge, the ships and the Hanseatic period buildings, although I haven't yet put in the figures at the bottom. Here is the drawing itself, and as you can see, that forms the basis to actually then start adding the colour to the picture. Well, here you can see that I've made some more progress on blocking in the picture with acrylic paint. So I have a tractor here, a businessman, some businesswomen, some engineers and a robot, and then some medieval buildings from Lübeck, which are quite a feature of the Hanseatic town, and some more buildings. Then you've got the backdrop of the blue waters of the Baltic Sea and one of the bridges which goes across the Baltic, and of course a modern container ship, since this is a trading league and a lot of trade now travels via container ships. So it's beginning to come together and beginning to represent the theme of the Hanseatic League and Baltic trade, and trade bringing friendship and so on, which I think we need a lot of in this particular time.